This has to have been one of the funnest years you guys have had. Obviously, Penske, Ganassi going back and forth on all the wins this year. How has it been with the guys, and what are you guys doing different this year, obviously, that you haven't done in the past?
Well, I mean, it's been great, obviously, and the guys just doing a tremendous job. And, you know, they aren't working, they work as hard as they can all the time anyway. But I think, you know, this year, you know, with the same engine manufacturer through all the teams, I think has made, you know, a big part of the difference. And I think, honestly, from, you know, the work that we did last year and the year before, running the Toyota, when being at a little bit of disadvantage, Toyota did a great job, but a little disadvantage, that carries over. And some of the hard work that the guys did last year and year before is carrying over to this year.
Is that like a lot of wind tunnel sort of thing?
Yeah, just you know, fine attention to detail, you know, and whether it's setup, wind tunnel, you know, just all of it, and coming up with good mechanical setups on the chassis so you can maybe run a little less aero. You know, that kind of thing. The mechanical end of it, I think, is one of the probably key parts. So it's just everybody's just done a tremendous job, you know, and we're having fun.
You certainly are. Rick, thanks.
Thank you.
You ready? That handling was going to be key in this race. Did you have a good handling car, and was that the difference?
I think if you guys watch, yeah, I mean, it was definitely the difference. And I think, you know, coming test here a couple weeks ago with our Pro Series team, it was awesome. So I would say that I'm very happy right now.
That's Dan Weldon.
That's an unusual expression of your happiness.
I mean, we're Brazilians, when we say hi to each other, we kiss each other in the cheek, which people sometimes have a tendency to feel weird. And Dan's been my teammate. He's English, but we converted him to a kind of a Brazilian. So now he likes me so much that this weekend he even painted his car the same color as mine. So.
Does this make up for Brazil not winning the World Cup? Not really.
Oh. Well, did we play in the World Cup? So, for sure, I mean, for me and for Brazil, I think everybody's so disappointed with our soccer team. But that's the thing, when you expect too much from people, and I think it happened to us too, man. The last 2 years we've been winning races and dominating the series, and then this year all of a sudden we don't do very well. Some people criticize, some people stand behind us, so that's the way it is. I definitely appreciate what those guys did as players, but I really don't think they play well.
Can you talk about holding off Marco and what he's going to mean to the sport in the future? Obviously, he's a young buck coming up, but you were able to hold him off today.
Well, Marco is a future champion. Besides his name, that it's a big name in racing, I think he's a wonderful driver, a very good race car driver, very talented, and he's definitely the one that is raising my game every day. I mean, I'm kind of old. I mean, 31 against 19. So this kid is definitely will win a championship pretty soon. So it's my job to try to keep him not to, but if I can't, I definitely want him to do it.
Tony, you were pulling away a little bit at the end there, at least it looked that way, but during the race it seemed like there were several cars that were pretty fast. Did it feel like a fast field today?
It was a fast field, but we were just able to be faster, more like towards the end as well, which I think they tried so hard in the beginning that they couldn't hold it at the end. But it was a fast field. We had 4, 5, 6 cars in the race at one point that could win this race all the time. So I thought it was going to be a little easier, but the history of my life, I mean, never comes easy. So I was expecting, when I was in the lead in the beginning and it was a bit easy, I'm like, this sounds really strange. So where's the difficulty? And then all of a sudden they came back.
Feel good to break the Penske Ganassi domination that we've seen this season?
For sure. I mean, it's not just, we're not here just to beat them. We're here to win races. It feels just good that we broke the streak of not winning races. And definitely, of course, it feels good to beat them once in a while, because this year has been tough.
Thank you, Tony.
Congratulations. Strong day out there. You were right up there right to the very end. You bring her home in 5th place. Got to be happy.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the NYSE car was definitely hooked up, you know, in the middle of the race, and we did a bit of a short fill to try to get track position, which is exactly what we did. We came out in the lead in the end, but when you do that, you just have to conserve more the final stint. So we went for a gamble, but, you know, TK was definitely hooked up. You got to hand it to him.
Got to be pleased the team broke through, ending this Penske Ganassi streak that's been going on. Got to be happy for Tony.
I was just hoping that he would, you know, keep Sam behind him, because you know, Sam was definitely coming. He charged through all of us, so except TK, and he did a good job.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. Real quick here. 9 races. Finally, you guys break through. It's got to feel good.
feels really good, and took Tony to do it again for us. You know, he's been our go-to guy since the beginning of this team, and did a great job. Drove like a champion all day. You know, 7-Eleven crew did a great job with the pit stops and the strategy, and really happy. And I'm really happy to do it here in Milwaukee. Milwaukee's just been such a great place for me personally, and our family. So it makes me very happy.
Well, for a while there, it looked like you might have another Andretti up there. Your son drove a heck of a race. You got to be pleased overall. Disappointed maybe at the end, or what happened at the end there?
Yeah, I mean, the other guys just had fresher tires there in the end, and we were able to get by him. So I was a little disappointed in that, but he drove very well. I was just very proud of the job that he's been doing, not just here. I mean, not just here, but everywhere. You know, hopefully he'll get a win before the end of the year.
Michael, you've talked about how important Milwaukee's been to you and your family. There's a lot of talk about it moving right after Indy next year. The momentum of that coming back.
That would be great. I hope so. I mean, you know, it's tradition to have this race after Indy, and I'd love to get it back to that same tradition.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it. You did last year, just a little bit short this year. How did it feel overall?
Car felt pretty good. You know, we weren't really that happy with it at the beginning. Just kind of stayed with it all day long, trying to do the best that we could, stay out of trouble, and you know, we had enough when we needed it there, and you know, just not enough time left in the race.
Overall, you have to be pleased. I mean, this is really a big point-scoring opportunity for you today, because a lot of the other guys in the top three really did not have as strong a showings.
Yeah, I mean, really, it is true of that, and you know, those guys, you know, they had a strong showing last week when we had a problem, and we had a strong one this week. Next week, I just want to have a strong showing and beat those guys again, give ourselves a little bit more of a gap in the points, and go into the final two races and be able to think about it, have a good strategy, and you know, maybe get out of here with a championship.
You're starting to really grow a strong fan base here in Milwaukee. Enjoy racing this oval?
I sure do. I mean, it's one of the most fun places that we run at, and just looking forward to another opportunity to come back here next year and hopefully get another win.
Sam Hornish Jr., congratulations. Thanks much.
Thank you.
Real good. Real strong showing today. You pleased overall?
Yeah, we came from like 14th, so we made up about 10 spots, and it's good. I'm happy to make the guys on my team smile. That feels the best. They worked so hard, and we you know, one of my pit stops wasn't so good, but they managed to get me out almost in front of Sam Hornish, so that's pretty good, and they did a great job. But you know, we had the fuel strategy just right, and I've been saying all day that, you know, being up front isn't always the best for fuel strategy, because it, you know, you know, you're able to gamble a little bit more when you're in the back, and that's kind of what we were able to do.
Well, you guys showed today that as this handling is critical on a shorter track. Obviously, you know, this season the speed has not been there with the Penske's and the Ganaskis. Did you have a very good handling car today, and was that the difference?
Yeah, I think my car was pretty predictable. I was able to keep it under control inside the cockpit, and that makes a huge difference when you can keep it under control. I've had races where it's so far gone that, you know, there's nothing you can do to save it, and so we were pretty good. We didn't make any changes in the pits, so it was a good race car.
Fourth place. Congratulations.